You ever notice how the loudest people in the room often seem the weakest? How the ones who truly hold power rarely raise their voices? Maybe you felt it. That quiet tension when someone calm walks into a storm and doesn't flinch. That moment when chaos is met not with rage, not with panic, but stillness. It's unsettling, isn't it? Because deep down we know the person who remains calm when everyone else breaks, that's the one who's in control. But here's the truth most people never face. Calm isn't natural. It's forged. And almost no one wants to do the forging. You weren't born calm. You were born screaming. And life, school, society, relationships, they all teach you to keep screaming, just in subtler ways. React fast, post faster, defend yourself, prove your worth, because if you stay still, you'll be ignored. But what if the opposite is true? What if stillness, not reaction, is where your real power lives? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but your estimate of it." In other words, the world doesn't disturb you. You disturb yourself. The man who can't control his mind becomes a puppet to circumstance, pulled by every insult, every slight, every piece of bad news. But the one who can remain calm, he becomes immovable. Calmness is not passivity, it's precision. It's what allows you to act, not react, to respond, not explode. Think of a soldier in battle, a surgeon in an emergency, a chess master in the final move. The calm aren't unfeeling, they're clear. They see what others can't because panic blinds the mind. And in that clarity, there's strength. Nietzsche said that most people are driven by reactive forces, impulses, emotions, fears. The higher individual, the sovereign being, acts from choice, not compulsion. And that's the difference between being human and being free. Today, we live in the age of reaction. We scroll from outrage to outrage, mistaking noise for importance. Every headline screams, every comment demands attention. The calm man, though, he doesn't play that game. He chooses what enters his mind. He guards his attention like a kingdom under siege. Because he knows what you react to owns you. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who resisted tyranny in Nazi Germany, once wrote from his cell, "Silence is nothing else but waiting for God's word and coming from God's word with a blessing." To him, silence wasn't weakness, it was alignment. It was choosing not to mirror the chaos of the world, but to stand as something higher than it. Bonhoeffer's calm wasn't naive, it was defiant. He wasn't passive, he was composed. And that composure was his final weapon. When you lose your calm, you lose your power. You say things you regret. You react to people who don't deserve your energy. You give your peace to the lowest bidder. And here's the paradox. The calmer you become, the more you feel the world. Not less. Because calmness heightens awareness. It doesn't numb it. It's the eye of the storm, the center that sees everything swirling around, yet remains untouched. Most people think strength means force. But real strength, the kind that lasts, comes from restraint. A lion doesn't roar every time it walks by prey. A king doesn't need to shout to be obeyed. And a wise person doesn't need to prove their peace. Because calmness is not about appearing unbothered, it's about being unshakable. Remember the last time someone tried to provoke you? A friend, a stranger, a coworker? They wanted you to react, to lose yourself. And maybe you did. Maybe you walked away angry, replaying it in your head for hours. That's how most people live, enslaved to every small spark that sets their mind on fire. But the person who can pause, take a breath, see through the chaos, that person holds an invisible kind of power, the power to choose their reality. Psychologists call this the gap, the space between stimulus and response. Most people never find it. They react instantly, unconsciously. But if you can live in that gap, if you can expand it, you can change your life. Because in that space lies everything: peace, control, freedom. Plato once said that the measure of a man is what he does with power. But maybe the truer measure is how he behaves when power is taken from him, when things fall apart, when no one is watching, when he could panic, but doesn't. That's where character is born. That's where calm becomes sacred. Calmness doesn't mean you feel nothing. It means you feel everything, but you're not ruled by it. It's choosing not to answer every insult, not to explain yourself to every skeptic, not to chase validation from the loud world outside. It's realizing that power isn't in domination, it's in composure, and the person who controls themselves controls the game. The world is loud, the world is reactive, but your strength, your real, invisible, unshakable strength is in your calm. Because when everything around you screams and you stay silent, you don't lose your power. You become it. So the next time life tries to pull you into chaos, pause, breathe, watch it unfold. Remember, the calm person isn't detached. They're dangerous because they can't be controlled. And maybe that's the kind of strength the world needs most right now.